It's Luke Bell from Luke Bell Creative here, and I am a non-binary, classically trained opera singer and cabaret performer from Naarm, Melbourne. But I'm also a door handle, the time-travelling pansexual songbird, raconteur, and a real housewife of the 18th century. I am the creator and performer of Adore Handel's Little Black Book, Volume 1. The show is an hour of storytelling and singing as Adore regales audiences with timeless tales of their many lovers. The show is interspersed with music from Mozart to musicals, from jazz to pop, and a little bit of country.
Fracture my spine and swear that you're mine as we dance to the massa. Here's a tango.
Adore Handel's Little Black Book introduces drag and comedy audiences to the campy fun of operetta and cabaret. I would love to connect with producers, artistic directors, and representatives to help get this show on the road. Volume 1 is just the beginning.
Hello, my name is Alice Tovey and I trained as an opera singer, but now I'm a cabaret artist and comedian and I make horror movies. I'm obsessed with horror movies, so I wrote this show called Not Like the Other Ghouls, which is a love letter to horror movies and an exploration of queer identity. At its core, it's a story about how we use those obsessions and we use those communities to find ourselves and to find our identity. So the show takes place in a failing dinner theatre called Frankenstein's Palace, and the dinner is the Godot that's not going to come throughout the show. The character of me is going to be thinking, oh, wow, what a wonderful showcase we're about to have. But in truth, I'm going to find something more valuable along the way, and I'm going to do that through original songs, through drag. I'm going to do that through meeting Nicole Kidman. There's a little bit of everything in the show. It's very mother. This work is really personal and important to me because it was me stepping into my gender fluidity and into my true identity. And it's a show that has changed and evolved as I've changed and evolved. And I think that's exciting. It's something that's live and fresh. And we would love people to come and see this show, and we would love to tour this nationally, internationally. It's ready. We can chuck it in a suitcase and bring you the spooky. So come along to Not Like the Other Ghouls. I would love to see you there. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sarah Louise Young, and I'm the performer and co-creator of An Evening Without Kate Bush. I've been a theatre maker for over 20 years, and An Evening Without Kate Bush is my most interactive, immersive, and risky show yet. The show rests on the audience. No two shows are ever the same. And I think more than ever, people are looking for a sense of connection, of family, of feeling valued in the room. I would love more opportunities to bring this to a wider audience, to take it to community centres, to take it into huge theatres, to take it on boats or aeroplanes, wherever there is a love of Kate Bush, or maybe some people who don't yet know that they love Kate Bush. This show wants to travel.
Her voice was spectacular.
It was very, very, very good.
I've performed this show nearly 200 times, and I always meet the audience afterwards. I love hearing their experiences and their stories. I love hearing how the show can make people laugh and cry, but above all, feel connected and part of something beautiful.
You don't need to know Kate Bush, just go and watch it.
Hi, my name is Chrissy Brown, otherwise known as Lyra LaBelle. I am the producer of Barbie Burlesque through my company Hot Sauce Burlesque. So what is Barbie Burlesque? It's based loosely on Barbie the movie. And why is it important? Well, the movie and my show, it starts our audiences asking questions about body positivity, self-esteem, inclusivity, and questioning gender norms. All of these things are very relatable to burlesque They go hand in hand. So why should you tour me? I'm tour ready, my message is important, and I tell you what, my shows are always entertaining. So my honeypot delegates, what I would love from you is to come and see my show and consider us for regional touring, international touring, national touring. I'll take any touring, just anyone that needs a little bit of Barbie.
Welcome to Chansons, my musical cabaret about France. I sing songs about Piaf, Brel and myself, tell stories from my childhood until now, and I bring you all the stories about human understanding. I performed in the US, in Germany, in France, in Greenland just some months ago. Yeah, I love to connect people.
Energy exchange. It was wonderful. It reached my heart.
Pieces of wisdom.
Lovely.
It put me in a really good mood. Beautiful. I've won several awards. I tell stories which I experienced from my childhood until now. Oui, alors I have a little bit of French style. I'm going to play some kazoo in my show, and I'm going to tell you I play piano, and we are going to listen to all sorts of different music styles. Join me on my travels to France from its warm-hearted, soul-touching, beautiful songs and stories that touch your heart. Dans le son déchiré d'un accordéon rose, et se tord le cou pour mieux s'entendre rire, jusqu'à ce que tout à coup l'accordéon expire.
Hi Honeypot World, my name's Jamie Alexandra and I am a burlesque dancer and a cabaret singer. Now my show at the 2024 Adelaide Fringe is cast by Jamie Alexandra. Now this is a show written by me and this is all about human sexuality. I'm also a qualified sexologist. And the whole premise of this show is that it's the combination of entertainment and education. That's my sweet spot. Niche, I know, but we'll get into it. This show is all about the culture, our understanding of our sexuality and the politics, so all of the social fabric that's woven into our lives. I really want to talk about how to critically think about human sexuality as adults, because I truly believe that we didn't get the sex education that we needed growing up. So this show is all about challenging our views on every aspect that makes up our sexual lives and well-beings, but making it fun and entertaining. The whole reason that I love cabaret is that it really pushes the boundaries of what we can think and understand, and I want to make people laugh while doing it. Now, what I want with this show and my dream for this show is to be able to take it around to other fringes around the world, take it to other venues and other cultures, because I really believe as a sexologist that this message can really impact a lot of people in a really positive way, and I really want to challenge that and challenge people by getting them to critically think about their sexual well-being in a way that they haven't seen before, because make it entertaining and fun. So that's what I'm hoping with this, is to be able to tour this, because the bigger picture is that education matters for adults, and I want to give people the opportunity to make their sex lives better. I also would love to meet other amazing directors and producers and obviously network a little bit, but that's my dream, is to take the show and to essentially give adults the sex education they never got.
Jaden, not appropriate, thanks. Jaden, 10 papers, thanks, Jaden.
Excuse me, inside voices, please.
Sheridan, are you on your phone again? No phones in class. Give me the phone, please, Sheridan. Give me the phone, Sheridan, give me the phone. Sorry, I'm Libby Trainer Parker.
And I'm Matt Trainer. We are a South Australian comedy cabaret duo, and for this Fringe, we're premiering a new show called Extracurricular.
After working together for the past 10 years and building on the success of our other show, Endo Days, we've now put together a comedy cabaret inspired by our years of experience as high school teachers, which is where we met. Romance.
Teachers are overworked and underpaid with a high burnout rate and a mandatory addiction to coffee. It's a job description that just keeps on growing.
This show is about those experiences, and it's by teachers, and it's for teachers, or anyone that's sat in the classroom, really. We tackle this with a combination of comedy, audience participation, original songs, and all backed by a pretty awesome 3-piece band.
Since tickets have gone on sale, we've seen strong demand, and we believe that this is a show that will be successful anywhere there are teachers that want to see.
Hello, I'm Geraldine Quinn, writer, songwriter, comedian and performer of Broad. And welcome to my Honeypot Passion Pitch. Whoa, who let those kids out? This is what I sound like when I am singing. Yes, your favourite aunt's arrived. And look, it's me with an amusing carrot. Look at all of those awards. Now that I've got your vitamin A levels up, let's talk about the show. Broad is a multi-award nominated and sometimes winning 5-star comedic cabaret from a well-seasoned, by which I mean salty, veteran of the comedy and cabaret circuit, me. Time Out Melbourne said there isn't a wrong note in this 1-hour ode to the sisterhood that you absolutely should snap up tickets to see. And I have to concur, though I would add that you absolutely should program in your venue and or festival. I'd love to see you in the audience for the show, and it's absolutely a riot, but in a good way, a riot, like a fun one with glitter and ponies. There are no ponies in my show, but if you've got the budget, I'll put a pony in my show.
Everyone, I'm Deborah Caddy. I'm a professional music theatre and opera performer based in Adelaide. But a few years ago, I decided to dip my toe into the pool of cabaret. This is the second show I've written. It's entitled Glamour and Song, the songs of Pat Carroll and Olivia Newton-John. In a nutshell, it's the story of Pat Carroll told through the music that her husband, John Farrar, wrote or produced for her best friend, Olivia Newton-John. It shines a light on a woman who has spent far too long in the shadows and goes into the story of their lifelong friendship. It's full of warmth and heart and humour. And there's only myself and a keyboard player in the show, so we're very tourable. I see it going regional, interstate, overseas, even cruise ships. It's something that the boomers have said they really love. Ideally, their venue would supply the tech support. That's not really my forte, but it could go into any kind of venue, small venue. Here's a little teaser from a show we did last year. Enjoy.
The show was fabulous.
It was fabulous.
Yeah.
Deb has such a beautiful voice. It's such a great fit. If you shut your eyes, it's basically like listening to Olivia, and she makes it sound so effortless.
I believe you really ought to know. I love you. I honestly love you.
I have this desire to share my message and my mission through my love of performing in the hope of helping others. That is exactly what my show, Have You Met My Grief, adapted from my book, is all about. Combining my love of cabaret with a rather uncomfortable and taboo topic and creating space to explore it with empathy, compassion and humour. The show takes the audience on this roller coaster ride of highs and lows, laughter and tears, because that's exactly what grief is like. An unpredictable roller coaster of emotions. The show discusses types of loss, some which we may not associate with grief, using my story as a vehicle for the audience to connect to their own. My point of difference is it's been described as part entertainment and part public health service because it normalises the conflicting emotions one might experience when grieving a loss, while addressing some of the challenges society faces when dealing with a grieving family member or friend. I would really like to tour this show and have the opportunity to reach as many people as I can who are looking to connect to something that enables them to acknowledge and accept and heal from loss and impact change in the way that we interact with loss and grief. Thank you.
Oh, didn't see you there. My name is Uma Dobia and I am an opera singer and cabaret artist from Melbourne, Australia. And my show, Intolerant, is all about navigating the world while looking for danger in every crumb. And as a lifelong allergy sufferer, I know a thing or two about navigating the world when you just feel a little bit different. Throw in some Crohn's disease and you've got a grand old time. And this show really seeks to shed some light on some of the lesser thought of impacts of food allergies and Crohn's disease on daily life, such as being on a date and having to tell your date that he can't eat Brazil nuts, because if he eats Brazil nuts, there's a chemical in that that's going to stay in their system for up to 3 or 4 days. And oh, it's not awkward at all, it's very awkward. But through this show, I really aim to foster understanding, since at the end of the day, don't we all feel a little bit different? And all we need is someone to know what we're going through, hopefully, for us to feel more included and connected to one another. Melbourne is one of the food allergy capitals of the world, and inflammatory bowel disease, of which Crohn's disease is one, are steadily on the rise around the world. So this could not be a more pressing story. I really want to get this show on the road this year, to tour nationally and internationally, and I would love any support that you are able to offer in that department, as well as any producing support you might have. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you at Intolerant at Adelaide Fringe Festival this year.
With all those poppers and toys, 'cause boys, you're about to get wet. Kia ora and no mai haere mai. That translates in Australian to g'day and welcome you. Hi, I'm Leatherlungs, the outrageous master of falsetto and stiletto, and I'm here to talk about my new show, Shut Up and Sing. It's an outrageous, hilarious, and heartbreaking night of cabaret where I share all the secrets of how I rose above all the shit that was thrown at me and became the beautiful, well-adjusted, shining piece of shit you see before you. I sing all the greats. Whitney, Queen, Celine Dion, you name it. I do it all. My set list is kind of like my sex life. I'll do anything and anything once. I have a 4-octave range, but shh, who's counting? With my 4 octaves, I will dare to defy gravity and the sound barrier. I've been extremely fortunate and grateful to perform all over the world, and I want to talk to venues and presenters about touring opportunities over the next 2 years. See, I want to take this deep and wide, just like me. So, get in touch before I'm famous, because it's bound to happen wearing a tinsel wig and anyway. And remember to drink water, love yourself, and that I'm the other Hemsworth. Shh, that's non-negotiable. So feel free to spread the joy, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.
My name is Erin Jade, and I am an independent artist working and living on Kaurna land. I've written and developed a solo cabaret show called Medusa's Guide to Modern Dating, which is at its core a feminist retelling of the Medusa myth. It's framed around Medusa in a modern setting, giving dating advice and her experience in the modern dating world, including online dating and the standard of dating today. While it is a lot of fun, this piece is also quite serious and does cover a lot of topics very near and dear to me. It highlights the ongoing alarming rates of sexual assault and harassment across Australia and the world, and aims to shed light on the sometimes trivialisation of this in a lot of classic media. Medusa's story is just one piece in a larger picture of an often normalised practice of victim blaming and shaming. It's something that myself and an uncountable number of women have experienced, and I think it's something that I felt that was really important to talk about. This will be my second time showing this piece at the Adelaide Fringe, as it debuted last year, and my third time showing it overall. As such, I'm looking for mostly industry advice or support, and to make connections with people who have experience in or working with solo artists to develop their professional practice and one-person pieces. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to meeting you all.
Hello darlings, it's me, Florian Wild, town bicycle, transgender man. Answer to the question, what would women do with male privilege?
And I'm Oliver Ayres. I am a director and occasional pianist.
We are the creative team behind Monster, a new and original cabaret about life as a transgender man. Monster was conceived at Adelaide Fringe 2023 during the anti-trans protests by activist Posey Parker, and birthed 9 months later, wet and squealing into the waiting arms of Melbourne Food Hut.
Monster is a show that covers a lot of ground, from transitioning during university, teaching in high schools, what happens when VeggieTales turns you into a homosexual, and gives voice to the seldom heard voices of transgender men who still use eyelash glue.
Standing in the crowd as a person who is trans, does drag, and works with children, I felt it was time for people to hear from the monsters themselves. And so, Monster was born. It invites people into the world of Florian Wild and asks them to ask themselves, what am I so afraid of?
So it's Monster's very first time here at Adelaide Fringe, and we are looking to connect with producers, programmers, cabaret mentors and venues, as Monster is looking to grow from a little beast into a big sensation by touring both regionally and nationally in 2024.
So, cash in your cis guilt, hire us for your diversity programming and put us in your festival.
And let us fill the trans mask-shaped hole in your theatrical programming.
My name is Prinny Stevens. I am the writer, producer and artist singer for Lady Sings the Blues. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'm currently running Volume 2 in the Adelaide Fringe and all over Australia. So my show is all about the women who have changed history. Obviously Lady Sings the Blues all started with the incredible Billie Holiday, but it's not just about Billie, it is about all the women who have sung the blues, lived the blues. If I could have called it Lady Sings the Pain, I would have, but it didn't sound as good. So we cover 100 years of music. From Billie to Beyonce is the tagline I like to use. We travel through Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday to Freedom by Beyonce, all the songs in between, from Whitney, Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James, Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, Diana Ross, Amy Winehouse, Mariah Carey, Toni Braxton, and many, 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 many more. We like to do all the hits. We don't like to do songs that are unrecognisable. We want the nostalgia. We want people to feel the music and feel the journey. A celebration of all the incredible women across the history of music. Lady Sings the Blues, Volume 1 or Volume 2. Lady Sings the Blues, from Billie to Beyonce.
Highwire Entertainment. Shake It is a show that we put together for Adelaide Fringe many years ago. It's a burlesque and circus lineup show. It's designed as a late night show in a festival context, drawing some of the best circus and burlesque artists from around the festival, along with Minnie Andrews, the MC from Papillon, and she sort of ties it all together in a cute and foul-mouthed bow.
And make sure you bring an extra pair of knickers. I shouldn't have said that.
It's a really fun show, and it's fun as a lineup show. It works really well in a festival context where we can draw from artists who are otherwise performing in the festival. However, the show also works as its own tourable product. And in that context, rather than drawing from the artists who are around and otherwise working at a festival, we'll bring together a kind of hand-picked selection of the best circus, the best burlesque, the best cabaret from around Australia, and compile that all together for one really fantastic tourable show. So whether it's a late night gap that you're trying to fill, whether you're trying to find something that is a little bit sort of more mainstream, but still with that little bit of an edge, we think that Shake It can kind of deliver a bit of anything.
My name is Sophie Bannister, and I am the writer, performer and producer of the new one-woman comedy cabaret, Swoon. Picture Bridgerton's sibling having a love child with Kate Bush, but then them hiding the scandal by sending them away with the mothers. That would be me in this show, and maybe my day-to-day life. Niche? Perhaps, but if you're a feminist, period piece and musical theatre tragic who in another era would have definitely been sent away seaside for your health, this is the show for you. Growing up, I had the realisation that there were so many typically feminine things that I loved that were deemed guilty pleasures. This combined with my own health struggles and the seemingly universal female experience of trying to be everything for everyone until you literally cannot handle it anymore, led me to creating Swoon. Throughout the show, I perform my own original comedy songs and bits, some with tracks and others performed entirely live with my looped violin and a few other instruments. It's uplifting, it's quirky, and a celebration of womanhood. And just loving the things you love so much until they make you swoon. I spent the past few years hosting my own cult variety show Brisbane and presenting some of my other original comedy cabarets. However, Swoon is the show I aim to tour nationally and internationally, with the particular goal of presenting at Edinburgh Fringe this year. I would love the opportunity to discuss potential collaborations with venues, producers, companies, as well as any involvement in other projects as a writer or performer. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you there.
I'm Carla Anita Matiazzo. I am the writer, creator and cabaret artist of That's Not Amore, a feminist cabaret comedy for Italians, by Italians, and anyone who's eaten a plate of pasta with a side of guilt, the only way Italians know how. Adult audiences will be taken through the immigrant stories of my family before I was born, through to present day and all the unexpected roller coaster rides in between. It is nostalgic, it is sentimental, it holds a mirror up to my culture, but it wraps the audience up in amore. In the show, it's me telling stories, singing songs, and dancing like an absolute dickhead. And it is all underscored by the brilliant Ciara Ferguson and or Darcy Beals throughout the seasons. Expect audience participation and expect to laugh and cry, bring some tissues. My cabaret brand is Carla's Confessional Cabaret. It is all the truth of my life on stage. I bare my soul like I've never done before, and towards the end of the show, I leave my heart and soul for the audience on the stage. A bit of a Trojan horse, if you will. Bette Midler, Hannah Gatsby, and Lady Gaga all rolled into one. This show has been cultivated by the same team that has brought you my previous award-winning cabaret show, The Catchalorette, and the 5-star reviewed show, Period, 4 Seasons, 1 Cycle. I cannot wait to see you in the audience for That's Not Amore around Adelaide and South Australia. Can't wait to chat with you about the possibilities of extra shows in my national tour for 2024. Thanks for listening.